There was a couple that was on unemployment. But if I had just took them back to Trap Hill, I don't remember what was wrong. They probably say. And they had no work. The furniture industry was big in Wills County, so on and so forth. And it's come off the heels of the recession of 2008. Okay, I did it again. My bad. We got talking. They told me how much. They say they didn't have to tell me exactly, but they did. They told me how much I got in unemployment a week, both of them. And they worked in the furniture industry. So I got to thinking. I started asking questions. You learn by asking questions. Hello. Hint there. So I asked them, how many folks that are on unemployment worked in the furniture industry? Alright. I said like 40 or something like that. Is there any good sized empty storefronts in Wilkesboro or North Wilkesboro? They said they knew a couple. Is there any old equipment for sale? Like old furniture equipment or furniture machines that make furniture stuff? But I used to work at Bass, so I kind of had an idea. Well, I was asking, like, stainers, stuff like that. Stuff you can buy to make furniture. And I said, yeah, we probably know some folks. So how much you think you can get hypothetically, how much you think it would start a furniture company like with a storefront, like in downtown, like have a little factory in the back and have a storefront? What do you think it costs? He said they gave me a price. I think it was $40,000 or something like that. We're not talking about brand new equipment here, okay? It wouldn't be as big, obviously, as Bass like the one in my area, but I was thinking, like, what if you put a furniture shop in the back and have a storefront and sell the furniture in front? The point I was trying to make was, they told me how much they made in unemployment. All right, what if 40 folks came together, and was able to take 200, which is 200 on average, unemployment, set up a corporation, and make a go of it, selling niche furniture or small furniture, something like that, in Wilkesboro. Well, they were like, blah, 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 yada, yada, this and that. A lot of people don't have that mentality. But I threw an idea out. I asked some questions. That's what Coca-Cola is. That's what Novion, they act up chip maker. That's what they are. Novion, I can never pronounce that right. That's what Amazon is. There's a corporation. And a lot of people think, rightfully so, don't get me wrong, there are some, and there's, it's not all roses and cherries. Even Berkshire Hathaway, and I'm a big fan of stock, and I own stock in it and stuff like that. But a lot of things are evil. And in fact, a corporation in the United States, in legal terms, is a person without a soul. In actuality, it's a collective of folks that put their capital together and make a run at it. By the way, that's how Spain discovered the Americas. The Queen didn't put up all the royalty money. They had corporations set up to build 3 big ships and make a run for it. To find a better route to India, a quicker route to India instead of going the other way. But they ended up founding, the United States or America as a whole. How you feel about that, that's a whole other topic, but that's what happened. Or that's how it got going. Another example, and I thought about this when I was trying to sleep. And these numbers may be all putty, but I'm just throw out, okay? If I'm wrong, just let me know in the comments. I'm just thinking about going by with loose past experience. let's say you want to start a used car dealership out in Dobson, Pine Mountain, somewhere rural. Or maybe in Keene, I guess. Somewhere rural. There's Wednesday they charge a fortune for a car lot. And I saw some car lots for sale around Dobson, Pine Mountain. I was like, dang. Anyway, I digress. That's a welcome right now. I was thinking something like that. Again, if I'm totally off base, please correct me. Let's say you want to start it at 20 vehicles. Sell 20 vehicles. Start off with 20 vehicles. To lease a lot, to get said vehicles, to get an office going, get sales folks, advertising, get vehicles and private sales. That's what I used to do a lot with me and Dad, Tony, and them. Awesome time. Freaking awesome. Why I'm saying shit with that. Put something together. Probably looking at $500,000. I'm just making it up, making the number up. And we're not talking about branding, have a little garage because you are going to work on it, preferably a paint booth. Definitely need that. You need to have some body man, body woman, and then detail, to farm that out, detail work, and so on and so forth. So I figured just $500,000, just throw a number out. Well, as great as our banking system are, that'd be nearly impossible to get a loan for that starting from scratch. Don't get me started on that. Hopefully AI replaces sorry ass loan officer, but that's another topic. We're talking about corporations. The person finding it could be the CEO, could sell to raise $400,000 was the number. You set the valuation at $500,000 privately. Yes, you can do private stock. That is a thing. Get about 20 folks. What was the numbers? 4, 10. Yeah. Get about 10 folks, put up $4,000, or 20 folks put up $2,000. And then owner puts $100,000 in equity, or 20%, $100,000 of valuation. Money that's come over, it was a valuation, but in order to make this work, you need to raise $400,000 and still have a piece of the pie. So, and that's the main idea. The CEOs, salesperson, so on and so forth. So they have the 20% is a good number. Nobody's risking more than $4,000 or $2,000 as an example. They're not risking $400,000. Now somebody could buy more private stock in it, that's fine. And it may or may not work. The business has a high rate of failure. On the flip side of it, some folks may have a $4,000 vehicle. They can use that to buy a share of the company or the corporation, and they can sell it and get liquidate that way. You don't have to be money. So you will need some capital for some stuff. It can be horse trading. You can buy more shares. They can take a $10,000 Honda Civic or something, put up for sale. Buy shares of it. Okay, that's how corporations. Generally, a rough idea. That's an ideal way corporations work in this country. You set up S corp, you set up C corp. C corp is more like you don't pay a dividend. It's more like a growth thing. That's a whole other topic. Tax account. That's sort of like what I go with. Of course, the proper one LLC, so on and so forth. Now you can do something like that. I'm getting a lot of time here. You can do something like that to minimize risk, but potentially growth. Put in $4,000, put up a vehicle, put up office supplies. You're going to need an office, paperwork, and so on and so forth. Detailer can put their efforts in. You don't have to put up money like that. You still need capital, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just repeating myself at this point. But you make them run at it. The loss is minimal, but the upswing is high. But more importantly, you have skin in the game in the business. And unlike stocks, which you have to buy a whole lot to get preferred stock, you have a direct influence in it. Okay? Horse business is not all about money. Horse trading, I call it. I love trading. I freaking love it. Okay? Well, that's what a lot of rich people do too. They trade. That wasn't no story I tell, but that's kind of private to the person. I don't mention it online and stuff like that. So, but this person did some horse trading. He was pretty successful in NASCAR. I'll leave it at that. He did a lot of horse trading. Still making profits on it. Yes, God bless him. Thank goodness he's still alive. Great guy. And that's all I'm going to say about it. And no, it's not. I can already got it. That's a different situation. It's not him. He don't race anymore. He's retired a long time ago. So anyway, that's something that's honestly, unfortunately, not taught in schools. Is economics, especially the different ways of going about things economically. Yes, I'm about money. Yes, I'm about currency. Yes, about economics. Yes, y'all heard me talk about it to death. Okay, but at the end of the day, there's a lot more things that are valuable than money. Okay. Real quick example. During COVID, one of my customers had another customer that wanted to go to Martinsville for $100. I think it was it was a $100 trip. It was on West Martinsville. That guy paid for his fare $100. But here was a problem. It was about right before 12 when we left, and I was driving a big old Crown Vic, and I was low on fuel. We was going up 8. Route 8 was going the back way because Google was being weird. It's going the back way instead of 220, so all that. My dad, he was living in a mobile home park, west of Martinsville. Thankfully, we stopped at Sandy Ridge at a mom and pop selling gas at 1 o'clock in the morning. Thankfully, the pumps were working. But we wouldn't have made it. That's how low fuel was running. Money didn't matter at that point. What mattered was a car to put in the pump to be getting gas. Cash didn't mean nothing at that point. Gas was key, okay? There have been probably parts in your life where money didn't do you no damn good, okay? And I love trading. And I'll post, here's a little free plug. Look on Keen's website Thursday. I might have a couple items that I want to sell. If you got silver coins or you want to do some more trading, just look them up. And I don't want to advertise on YouTube, but look up Unofficial Keen. Little yard sale thing he got. I'll be posting some stuff on there. Keep posting stuff. Give you more detail on it. I love trading. Love it. Not just stock market trading, but just as a whole. So yeah, that was my little thing about cooperation training. And I'll wrap it up. We talked about GoPro. GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a wonderful thing. Okay? There is no shame that putting the effort, putting a bunch of money together and making a run at it. Look at David Bruderman and how he got started in NASCAR. It's a beautiful story. Okay? You put stuff together and you make a run for it. That's how this country was founded. Okay? A bunch of guys got tired of the British bull crap. He got tired of paying 3% tax. Lost the Tea Party. And they put together something, made a run for it. So that's the spirit of the United States right there. All right, on that note, I am Al. Have a good one. Take it easy. I'll talk to you later. Bye.